To kick off the proceedings, we've had this wonderful gang here, the Dove Divas and Alex, practising day in, day out, night in, night out. To perfect the best pantomime Dove Cottage has ever put on, so I do hope you enjoy it. Right, to set the scene, I need my glasses now. To set the scene. Once upon a time, a king and queen ruled over Statham. The queen was beautiful. There she is. It's not very long. That queen is the other queen, isn't it? Ignore me. The queen was beautiful, and both were kind, and the people adored them. But they wished for a daughter whose skin was as white as the snow, hair as black as ebony, and lips as red as blood. Their wish was granted, and the queen gave birth to a beautiful baby girl who they named Snow White. Sadly, the queen died after giving birth. The king married another woman, who, although was very beautiful, she was vain and cruel. The new queen studied dark magic, and she owned a magic mirror that could not lie, a mirror that would only speak the truth. This is the alternative story of Snow White.
I am the queen, the fairest in the land. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
You, my queen, you are the fairest of them all.
He only has to say that because he's married to her.
I am Alan Titchmarsh, Queen's gardener.
I was just having fudgy wanks. I'm tired. I am Athos. Good morning. Bonjour. I am Christophe.
C'est mon Dieu, sacre bleu, mange tout. I was just passing by the door and I thought, good Lord, what is this? I don't know who I am now. Oh yes, I am Aramis.
And
oh yes. And we are the three Musketeers. One for one and one for all.
Why can't I say that with you?
because, D'Artagnan, you have not earned the right. We have served the King of France.
Zut alors. Well, I must say, Athos, you are looking very good for your age. France haven't had a king since 1870.
Shh, D'Artagnan doesn't know that. It is medicine he's studying, not history.
Zut, black magic and whatever. I can't remember what I was going to say first. But yes, he's studying medicine, doesn't want to fight for his country, doesn't own a sword or having the right to own a sword even.
With medicine, I can change the world, become a doctor. I can help you.
You can open Dignitas, mate.
I went to the doctor the other day. I said, with all the excitement of Christmas, I can't sleep. He said, try lying down on the edge of your bed. You will soon fall off.
Oh, Camembert fait un bruit. I don't know a man who walked into the doctor's the other day and he said, I've hurt my arm in several places. Zut alors, said the doctor. Don't go there anymore.
Excuse me, can we just get on with the introductions, please?
Pardonnez-moi. I am D'Artagnan, the fourth Musketeer.
And I'm Snow White.
That's better. Right, Snow White was growing into a beautiful young woman. And the Queen was becoming increasingly jealous. Then one day, the Queen heard what she'd been dreading for some time.
Mirror, mirror.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
Not you.
You, my queen, are fair, it is true. But Snow White is both younger and fairer and slimmer than you.
Alan, where are you?
Yes,
He's behind you.
Sorry about that. Yes, Your Majesty.
Alan, I demand you to take Snow White into one of the quiet villages around and kill her. Bring me back her heart as proof.
Yes, Your Majesty. Come on, Snow White, we're going for a walk.
Where are we going?
Come on, you'll see. So poor Alan Titchmarsh took Snow White into the countryside.
The Queen's ordered me to kill you, but I can't. Come to think of it, this story's familiar. You'll be all right, Snow White. You need to run and hide. You should come across some dwarves, 7 of them. They'll protect you. Run, run, my child. And whatever you do, don't eat any apples.
What will you do?
Don't worry, I'll think of something.
So Snow White ran as fast as her feet would carry her. Alan thought he'd kill a lamb and take that heart back to the Queen. But when the lamb looked at him with its sad eyes, he couldn't even manage that. He knew he couldn't return back to the Queen without a heart, so he decided he had to get away and headed towards the train station. Meanwhile, Snow White was cold and exhausted and saw no sign of 7 dwarves. So when she came across the Fox Inn, she sat on one of the chairs outside and fell asleep. It was soon last orders and the customers were kindly told to go home.
Come on, clear off, come on.
Oh, sacre bleu! Zut alors, munch too! That was such a good night.
I particularly liked it when that driver came in with his steering wheel down his trousers.
Sacre bleu! He said, oui! The barber said, you've got a steering wheel down your trousers.
And he replied, it's driving me nuts.
What about when there's 2 blondes walked into the bar?
Zut alors, oui! You would have thought one of them would have seen it.
How about when I asked the barman for something cold, slim, and full of gin?
And the barman said, how about my wife?
I think we have drank to excess.
Zut-a-laws, that's okay. We'll drink to anything.
My ex-girlfriend drove me to drink.
Sacre bleu, Eiffel Tower. Oh, you're lucky. I had to walk.
Oh, I must be drunk, as I can see a beautiful young lady asleep on the chair there.
Zut alors, sacre bleu. No, she is real. I can see her breathing. I shall shake her, it says in the script shake. Shake, shake, shake. Mademoiselle, wake up, mademoiselle. It's so cold. This is no place for you to slip.
Where am I? Who are you?
You're in the village of Thurpsatchville, and this is the Fox Inn. I am Athos.
And I am Aramis.
And I am Christoph.
We are the 3 Musketeers. All for one and one for all.
Are you drunk?
We are French. Of course we are drunk.
Chateauneuf du Pape.
Just by luck, I'm supposed to find 7 dwarfs and end up with 3 drunk Frenchmen. Anyway, what are you doing here?
We're here to spend Christmas with our younger brother D'Artagnan, and this restaurant has a fine reputation for frogs' legs and its excellent French cuisine, so we thought we'd rent a cottage here for the Christmas holidays.
The wine is absolutely superb too, and very good food too.
So, where is your younger brother?
Is studying medicine at Nottingham University. He'll be joining us in a few days.
You haven't told us who you are, and what are you doing here?
I'm Snow White.
Bonjour, Snow White! But what are you doing here?
That's a rather long story.
Please go on.
The Queen, that's my stepmother, ordered for me to be killed, but Alan Titchmarsh, you might have seen him on the television, though I'm not quite sure if you live in France. Anyway, he couldn't kill me. He told me to run away and find the 7 dwarfs, but I couldn't find them. I got so tired and saw these chairs, and well, I must have fallen asleep. He also said I shouldn't eat any apples.
Oh, zut alors, mon Dieu, I am cooking up a storm for Christmas, and then you will miss out on my fabulous tarte-tatin.
Zut alors and camembert! Well, you must come back with us. We've rented a lovely cottage, and that's a spare bedroom. A very comfortable bed, and you'll be warm and safe there.
Or you can sleep with me.
My bed is more comfortable.
Oh, no, it's not.
Mais oui, it is.
Oh, yes, it is. Stop it at once, you pair. Stop bickering. Snow White doesn't want to listen to you, pair. I just hope that the place is clean.
Clean, sacre bleu. What with my Dyson, I cleaned it the other day with that woman I picked up, because the suction's very good, you know. And I said to her, what are you doing? I am struggling to get the cobwebs out of your hair.
So the 3 Musketeers take Snow White back to their cottage for safety. Meanwhile, the Queen waited and waited for the return of Alan Titchmarsh. When he didn't show, the Queen guessed he had been unable to carry out the task she had set for him.
Alan, where are you? You should be back by now, unless of course you failed me. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
You, my Queen, are fair, it is true, but Snow White in Thorpe Satchfield is fairer than you. Snow White is far more beautiful than thee, but is protected in Rose Cottage by Musketeers 3.
Oh, she's so noisy. That noisy Queen knew the mirror did not lie, and that Alan Titchmarsh had indeed failed her. Snow White was still alive. She thought and thought how she could get rid of Snow White. For as long as she was the most beautiful woman in the land, the Queen's jealousy would give her no rest. At last, she thought of something. She went to her most secret magic room and she made a poison into mince pie. Watch what you eat later. Mince pie looked beautiful, dusted with icing sugar. But anyone who took even the smallest little bite would die. Putting on a cape, the Queen disguised herself as an old peddler woman, and she travelled to Rose Cottage at Thorpe Satchfield, and she waited for the Musketeers to go out for the day. The Queen knocked on the door of Rose Cottage.